Hello everyone, so picking off where we last were, I am going to run the Castrum Meridianum, and just before we start, here's my party. My free company. Meridianum. Let's see how many times I actually get this right. And so, as you can see, this is an 8-party dungeon. And, as you might have already seen. And so, in this case, there's going to be a lot of large pulls. Mostly because that's how this dungeon is usually set up now. And so you can see Rihanna's there grabbing all the various various... I totally lost what I was saying now. I'm not even sure. Anyway, Briannis is doing the big pulls there because that's how the dungeon is usually run now. When this first started, you wouldn't have had these runs. Again, same thing with Cape Westwind or whatever it was. I can't remember the name. That's, this became a much easier because of, well, this is the early game stuff. And the only one who's squishy in here is probably me. And so basically the tank's job, the main tank, is to make those big pulls, and the main tank, or the off tank, is just to keep all the ads off of the healers. And DPS, just do your DPS-y job. And try to wait to attack until after the pulls are done, because otherwise you might grab the aggro and then you'll be attacked. And then likewise, healers to heal. And here is the first boss of sorts, and it is a fairly easy one. It's just hit and kill, basically. And avoid AOs. If I didn't know better, I'd swear you had a personal grudge against Magitech armor. What can I say? I couldn't bear to let you have all the fun. Don't worry, Biggs and Wedge have everything in hand. Truth be told, I think they like having the work of 3 men. Wedge wasn't exactly pleased to be left behind, though, and made quite sure I knew it. I must say our recent struggles have done wonders for the lad's spirit. Given the size of this place, I suspect there might be an armor or 3 to be had, and here we are. Not as bad as I thought. If I have half Mark's talent for mending things, I should be able to get it working again. Listen, Celebrian, we intercepted an Imperial communication indicating that the Ultima weapon is indeed being housed within the Praetorium. We also learned that the field which protects the compound is powered by no fewer than 3 generator towers. If you're to deactivate the field, you'll need to locate and disable them all. And I'm here to help you do just that. See that chute? It leads to waste disposal. Somewhere nearby, there will be a Cerulean facility supplying fuel to the closest of the 3 towers. Find the place and break things. Aye aye. Go on ahead, Celebrian. I'll be along as soon as I finish my repairs. And as you might have noticed, the dialogue is actually going along by itself. Well, that is how it is for these, because you also see these in the main scenario quest roulettes. And with these, the devs changed it so that you can't skip the cutscenes. Thus, they made it so that the text is run automatically. That way, nobody can actually troll and hold it up. So, what I'm going to be doing here is following Rianus here. And the key to this point is to avoid the spotlights. And so, I will try my best during the cutscenes to read out what's being said if it's not a spoken dialogue. And so, the search terminal over there, you can see Elaine is headed there. And if I lost my sense in a sentence, my bad. It takes a bit much talking and focusing at the same time. Partly because I'm being the off-tank here too, as that's the only character I have currently at this level. So anyway, so that's also why these dungeons are a lot longer, is because they have the cutscenes and because they're not skippable. Which is, quite frankly, a big relief to me, because they were still skippable when I first started playing this game, and I didn't know, so it became a really big pain in the butt to try to skip scenes, and I ended up not knowing this fight at all. And so it was very, very upsetting for me anyway, because I was not able to actually participate in any of the fights, and I had no idea where everybody was. I couldn't find them on the map, and that was before I knew maps had levels to them and how to actually navigate to it, so it was it was not a very good experience as a new player. And something I will also note is try to find a party beforehand, because otherwise the queue time can be extremely long. And otherwise, there's also a party finder, which I will go through afterwards. And here you have the next boss. And so the speed of how fast these run, aside from the cutscenes, will be based basically on how quickly your own party does things. So if they know efficiently what it is that they need to do, then the runs should actually be very fast. And as you can see, you don't really need to worry about the ads, you just need to keep them off of the healers. You can kill them for extra experience and stuff. There you are! I didn't have the patience to take the long way round. I see you've disabled the first generator. That leaves us with 2. Ah, bugger. That was me, wasn't it? Well, there's nothing for it but to press on. We must see to the remaining generators before the enemy has the chance to regroup. You go on ahead, Celebrian. I'll bring up the rear. And that's why I said I'll try my best to read the text, because I expect— let's raise some hell! Because I expect I'm gonna misspeak several thousand times. Yeah. And as you can see, that's where we need to head to. And so over here, we have these lovely— if you right click, and if it decides to cooperate, come on, there we go. You can use those to kill the that's intelligent. Kill the bad guys. And here, likewise, there are also those. And much like, well, I guess I was gonna explain something, except that was when I was helping someone else, so yeah. So, and then once you make it over here, and if you've used those, you basically have to wait for Sid to get here, because he's a slowpoke. And so there'll be some ads there. And ads over there. And so it can be a bit of chaos, and I just realized I wasn't zoomed out all the way. Fine work, Celebrian. Stand clear, I have a mind to lose some fireworks. Diverting all power to cannons. Who are you shouting to? Darn it, there goes the core. I fear I may have overestimated its maximum operating capacity by a few orders of magnitude. I blame Marks. Ahem. We'll need to find another way to bring down the third generator. Uh-oh. Well, well, the traitor himself and with his meddlesome friend for company. You go on ahead, Slobrian. I need to get to the bottom of something. And... head over here. And again, we can use these. And sometimes it's a pain in the butt trying to click off of that. Wow. And then so for here, we can actually avoid all of those by going over here. And up. And over. And up. And as long as someone's hit that, just jump over. And if nobody's grabbed it, the treasure coffer that's up there. It's me. Are you all right? That's an assault craft you're up against. You don't stand a chance with conventional weapons. You're going to need something big to bring it down. A mortar, a cannon, anything! Hold on, Celebrian. I'm on my way. And so, over here. Basically, you need to use those assault rifles and try to keep the all the ads off of them so that you can use them. And it shoots those down, or it automatically shoots that down, so you don't have to like target or anything like that. You just need to interact with the cannons. Fools! If you were to resolve to die here, you might at least have done so without making a... Bleh, forget that. You guys can read that one. Basically, she's saying, if you wanted to die, could have not made a mess. I see that Garland is not with you. More's the pity. I'd hoped to slay him myself, but never mind the traitor for now. I was so looking forward to this meeting, Celebrian Saragon. Yes, I know much and more about you, about your strength and your hidden talents. I would sample them firsthand, and you will indulge me? Yeah. And then we'll beat you. And then Rhiannis with his dialogue. And then there we go. And then in here, so the key to this is so you need to interact with that Magitech missile there. That's gonna bring a missile to over here. And then shot at the same time as someone else, I think. So basically you need to stand in the middle there. And otherwise you need to keep the ads off. And so once you have aggro, just stand in the center. And you see Arctic there will now have the aggro. And now you can see I have the aggro. And then I believe... And that's the fastest way to defeat her, otherwise you'll be plugging along for a very long time. My lord was quite taken with you and the power you possess, the Echo. Naturally, I could not help but wonder of whom this princess among women might be. Only to discover that you are but another adventurer, no better than a multitude. Yet in spite of this, the masses hold you their champion and shower honors upon your head. It defies all reason. How is it that you could be such a thorn in our side? Wherever you appear, you leave havoc in your wake. You even slew Ritatian, one of our very finest. Well, I will not speculate. Truth be told, I couldn't care less how you have done these things. What matters to me is the fact that you have done them. If you are allowed to continue, you will eventually deprive me of all that I have toiled for, all that is mine by right. My minions, my comrades, even my Lord Gaius. Well, you cannot have him! His dreams and ambitions, his body and soul, they are mine. Do you hear me? All mine. I lost everything once before. I will not suffer it to happen again. I will kill you, adventurer. Only your death can bring me peace. And so with this one, it's just basically plug and hit. No, Sub. It's happening all over again. Please, I cannot bear it. Sub, don't take him away from me. My Lord Gaius! Another poor fool who craved Gaius's affection over all else. May her soul know rest. 'Tis a miracle no harm has come to you, my friend, one for which I will happily give thanks. And the wonders do not end there. Truthfully now, do you really mean to send that assault craft crashing into the generator tower? If you did, you're a bloody liar. If you didn't, well, you're too modest. Whichever you are, you've managed to open the way to the Praetorium. The only problem is we can't reach it on foot. Nay, we'll need to take the Enterprise. I left her at the Cerulean processing plant, so let's regroup there. This is it, Celebrian. The final confrontation awaits. Hooray! And now we have access to elegant tombstones. And I realized I kept saying tombstones the last video. And elegant tombstones are relics of a long-lost civilization which perished several ages past. It is said that they contain the knowledge of the Elegant Empire, and as such are highly sought out by collectors around Eorzea. Rowena and her associates are representatives of one such collector, and have been sent to Revenant's Toll in the heart of Mordona by her employer to seek out adventurers willing to exchange the tombstones they come across on the journeys for weapons and armor. So if you look in your currency, we will now see a whole bunch of different tombstones, and currently we only have access to poetics, and we got 300 from that. And so, Rabon. I knew you wouldn't let us down, soldier. With the Praetorium stripped of its defenses, the way to the Ultima weapon lies open. The time has come for the final phase of Operation Archon. Rabon has some parting words for you ahead of the final phase of the Operation Archon. For the final phase of the operation, my flames will storm Castrum Meridianum and suppress what it is left of the Imperial garrison. If all goes well, this will allow you to reach Praetorium unopposed, fit and ready for your encounter with the Ultima weapon. Yours is the most dangerous mission of all, but the best must bear the heaviest burden, and you're the best we have. There's not another soul in this realm that could see this deed done, and Rilwib and Kane are of the same mind as me. Though all hangs on your success, you must not let our plight make you desperate. Victory belongs to the bold, not the reckless. Bards are wont to sing of heroes who valued their life at not next to honor, love, and liberty, but I tell you now, that which men value at naught, they sell cheap. Risk no more than you must. You hear me? Now best you are off. We have work to do, the both of us. See that your preparations are in order. Then report to Sid. He waits you with the Enterprise at the Cerulean processing plant. May Ralger grant you strength. And so I'm going to teleport over there to talk to Sid. And so Sid is over here. The Enterprise is at your disposal. When you're ready to head for the Praetorium, you need only say the word. If we succeed in destroying the Ultima weapon, it will deal a crippling blow to the Empire's hopes of conquest. After that, the 14th Legion would not dare to move against us, barring the discovery of further elegant doomsday devices that is. Let's be on our way, Celebrian. Gaius and his plaything await. And thus begins the Praetorium. So here we are. The Ultima weapon will almost certainly be housed in the depths of the complex. This is it, my friends. And so, like last time, Rhiannis will be the main tank. And so, with this, Rhiannis drags them away, and you can head down the magic terminal. Or you can kill those. Normally you just go straight to the elevator and head down. And pick up the key, interact with Magic Terminal, and then head over here. And likewise, Rhiannis will have another big pull. And we'll head all the way down to the end over here. And you can see a nice view of Castrum. Meridianum down there, which I've never actually noticed before because my graphics card kind of sucked, so I couldn't really see the details in the background and all that. Because this is pretty graphic intensive as it is. And so once again you head down over here and Rhiannis or the main tank will grab the ads over here, and again you can either kill them or head through the transporter. And while we're waiting for other people, I can grab these guys. And once again, grab the key, interact with the terminal, and then wait for the cutscene! Gaius! Ah, Sid, my boy, you are late. There is something I always meant to tell you. At the time never seemed right. It concerns your father. What of him? In the winter of his years, Midas came to abhor his part in Meteor. He told me that he wanted nothing more than to wash his hands of the whole sordid business. But he did not wash his hands of it. He helmed the project until the day it killed him. Come now, Sid. You must know that he did not have the luxury of choice. By the time he realized his error, it was too late. Meteor had him completely in its thrall. Shortly before his transformation, mayhaps sensing that something was amiss, your father confided to me all the regrets of his life, most of them concerning you. Early on in your career, he realized that while you had a talent for devising armaments, he would never fulfill you. Long before you knew your own mind, he saw that you would be far happier using your knowledge for peaceful purposes, and the thought touched him. He was changed man for it, though he could not let it show. You blew holes in this place just so you could say this to me? What is it you want, Gaius? I want you at my side, Cid. Take up your father's mantle and become the Empire's lead engineer. It is your destiny. My father had a change of heart. You said so yourself. Besides, I have long known my destiny, and I assure you it lies not with the Empire. A pity. And what of you, adventurer? Will you not consider making common cause with me? With your powers joined to mine, you might do much for this realm. Together we could bring order to Eorzea and usher in a lasting peace. I don't think so. No, and I expect no better answer than this. So be it. It was your strength that made me proffer my hand in friendship, and it is your strength that makes me proffer now my blade. Save as an ally, you are too dangerous to be let to remain. Run, Cid, or stay. It makes no matter. You cannot escape the past. Gaius, wait! Dang it! And so... once we're in here... then we have this thing to fight. And I don't think stuns actually work on here. But you usually don't need to worry about that anyway. And once again, another cutscene, because it's easy peasy. Knowing Gaius, he is headed for the Ultima weapon. If we can find him, so too will we find our quarry. With these instruments, we can monitor every nook and cranny in the Castrum. I think it's time we divided our forces. Pray go on and give chase. I'll track your movements from here and guide you through the complex. We'll stay in contact via Link Pearl. Be careful, alright? And thus with this part, we head over to here, wait for everybody on the elevator. Where the hells are you guys? And then we activate the activate the elevator, and then we head over here. And don't need that yet. Yep. And so we head over here. And we pick up the identification key, interact with the Magitech terminal rather, and make sure that you interact with this identification key reader as it indicates, and you'll see why once we go up this elevator. and interact with this Magitech armor for more reasons than one. Because if you notice, there's a certain tattoo sticker thing there. Hello! Ah, there she is. I trust you recognize our old friend Maggie, was it? They must have shipped her here from the Sentry. Considering all she's been through, it's a wonder she's still operational. Tough old girl. Now that you're suitably armed, you can blast open the bulkhead. The external walkway will take you back there. And so then it directs you over to this way, and you don't actually have to watch this cutscene. You could skip it, but then you're waiting for everybody else, because there's a Magitech armor that you can interact with down on the left side right there. And you'll see it as we pass by. And as you can see, we are now in the Magitech, and so you have skills here, 1 and 2, and as I said, there's the Magitech armor there. And so the 1 skill does that, and the 2 skill does that. And so fastest way is to go through this with this Magitech armor, and in fact this is actually my favorite part of the Praetorium. And so that's why I don't mind actually doing this one when you do the main scenario quest roulette, which is only Castrum, Meridianum, and this one for reasons because they're so long, and otherwise most people don't actually end up doing them. So then you need to shoot through there. And you just need to run straight here. But normally it's faster than that to actually load you. And there's actually 2 arms here. And there we go. And now we need to just kill this here. And another cutscene, of course. That bulkhead is composed of a special alloy, extremely tough. Ordinary fire won't leave a mark, I'm afraid. You'll need to divert all power to the Magitech cannon as I did so memorably once before. As you may recall, the armor's cores like to expire from the strain, but there's no help for it if we want to press on. Now listen well. Press the control engaging the fire away. Don't mind the warning lights. Words. English. You're a natural at this. Alright, the way is clear, but it's just you and your own 2 feet now, so be careful. And so then you make this long trek down the hallway here. I was gonna say alleyway. What? And another cutscene. You have been leaving a fine mess in your wake, adventurer. Is someone there? Ah, Gerland, old friend, how it warms the heart to hear your voice again after all these years. Nero? Is that you? You sound well. It would seem the savage land agrees with you. The highest-ranking tribunus of the 14th. It was you all this time? Tell me, Garland, how long do you intend to keep all the glory for yourself? What? You've lost me. To play the fool with me? Ever since the academy, I've been condemned to live in your shadow. By all objective measure, I was the more talented of the two of us, yet that fact counted for naught beside your privileged birth. You were admired as the young prodigy simply because your father was the great Midas non-Gerland. When you defected, I felt sure my star would finally rise. But by disappearing, you acquired the status of a legend, your reputed genius gaining credence merely by dint of your absence. Instead of cursing you for a traitor, the people actually came to think of you more fondly. To this day, you're still the young prodigy of Magitech. I, meanwhile, have ever been made to feel second-rate. I, who have continued to serve our nation faithfully, whenever I fail to excel. Why, it is only to be expected, yet when I exceed all reasonable expectations, people proclaim that I walk in the footsteps of the great Cid non-bloody Gerland. Nero, I don't know what to say. It matters not a whit what I achieve. Your existence has rendered mine worthless. Even Lord Van Belsor saw fit to offer you a place at his side, and this in spite of your betrayal. Did he extend any such offer to me, a man who has remained loyal to him for all these years? Why, no, he did not. Long have I endured this injustice, but no more. And the hammer will fall. Hammer time. Lord Ben Belsair is in the midst of activating the fully powered Ultima weapon. It is my magnum opus, the creation that will win me the recognition I am due. I will not let anyone interfere. Nero, what are you? Ever since I first set foot in this benighted land, I have watched you. Every move you have made, every step you have taken. You have felled icons, a feat made possible by the Echo, a peculiar power which shields you from their corrupting influence. It is of little wonder that my lord has taken an interest in you. As of I, if truth be told, it is my desire to harness your power for use in the Ultima weapon. Well, that's not creepy. And here's the hammer fall. That was a bit early. Hammer time! Should I succeed, Lord Van Belsair will surely take notice. Besides this, Garland's achievements will be as child's play. Come, adventurer, and yield to me the secrets of your power. Wanna bet he fails? You'd probably win that bet if you bet that he fails. Anyhow, so in this one you want your ranged DPS to use a limit break. Otherwise, it completely wipes, as you might have seen. Apparently leveled up. This changes nothing. See, I told you he was gonna fail. The Ultima weapon is activated, and it brims with the power of the icons. Nothing can withstand its might. Or something like that. I missed the last word. Are you alright? What of Nero? Fled? Darn it! In the instant prior to the blackout, the instruments detected a massive power surge from the deepest chamber. Gaius is certain to be there. We have no time to waste. Word arrived from the Alliance a short while ago. It seems the Order of the Twin Aether has completed its blockade of Castrum Sentry. What hands they can spare are hastening this way even as we speak, and likewise for the Maelstrom. All that's left is destroy the Ultima weapon. I should warn you, the chamber which houses the target appears to be saturated with the etheric energies. There is bound to be heavy interference. But even if we lose contact, you must go on. Just don't do anything I wouldn't do, alright? And so, once more, we need to head this way. Into a bit of a hallway. Interact with that, and then there'll be a cutscene. Again. And thus actually begins the speaking dialogue, so I don't have to read it.
Look for the lips control panel. It'll be somewhere nearby. Take the lid down, and you should find yourself in the chamber of the Ultima weapon. Keep your eyes peeled. Gaius could be waiting for you down there. Oh, and don't even think about dying. You're too bloody useful. The interference is getting worse. I don't think the connection will last much.
Tell me, for whom do you fight? How very glib. And do you believe in Eorzea? Eorzea's unity is forged of falsehoods. Its city-states are built on deceit. And its faith is an instrument of deception. It is not but a cobweb of lies. To believe in Eorzea is to believe in nothing. In Eorzea, the beast tribes often summon gods to fight in their stead, though your comrades only rarely respond in kind. Which is strange, is it not? Are the 12 otherwise engaged? I was given to understand they were your protectors. If you truly believe them your guardians, why do you not repeat the trick that served you so well at Cartano and call them down? They will answer, so long as you lavish them with crystals and gorge them on ether. Your gods are no different from those of the beasts. Icons, every one. Except but this, and you will see how Eorzea's faith is bleeding the land dry. Nor is this unknown to your masters, which prompts the question, why do they cling to these false deities? What drives even men of learning, even the great Louis Soir, to grovel at their feet? The answer? Your masters lack the strength to do otherwise. For the world of man to mean anything, man must own the world. To this end, he hath fought ever to raise himself through conflict, to grow rich through conquest. And when the dust of battle settles, it is ever the strong who dictate the fate of the weak.
He's about to go Super Saiyan. See? He's all golden.
Knowing this, but a single path is open to the infinite ruler, that of false worship, a path which leads to innovation and death. Only a man of power can rightly steer the course of civilization. And in this land of creeping mendacity, that one truth will prove its salvation. Come, champion of Eorzea, face me. Your defeat shall serve as proof of my readiness to rule. It is only right that I should take your realm, for none among you has the power to stop me.
And normally you don't have people fighting beforehand, but yeah. So that's why you saw the dungeon sealed off early, blah 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 stuff.
So hard-pressed. Your strength is most impressive. Such power befits a ruler. Yet, you lack the resolve to put it to proper use. A waste. Allow me, then, hero, to do that which you will not. witness to the true power of the Ultima weapon.
So, with this fight, we can't really do anything. So the ultimate weapon has partaken of the power of icons. None can stand against it. And until Heidelin does something, we won't be able to do anything. So once the floor goes all glowy, because as you can see, the damage is very pathetic. And there we go. Hearken unto me, crystal bearer. Thy foe is darkness clad in steel. If thou wouldest triumph, thou must look into the light. If thou wouldst triumph, thou must look to the light. And as you can see, there's other dialogue there, and much like with the various other fights. Unfortunately, I didn't remember that.
But the Ultima weapon is all-powerful! Why does my enemy still stand?
Because we didn't skip Leg Day.
Can her strength truly be so great?
It is the blessing of light that confounds you.
La Habrea.
Your foe acts under the protection of the crystal she bears.
So, this is what empowers her.
Beyond mortal limits. If you are to prevail, the hammer of darkness must needs be brought to bear upon the shield of light. And so it shall, for the Ultima weapon is host to a power of which you are as yet ignorant.
Speak plainly, Ascian.
The heart of Sabik. It is the weapon's core, an enigma whose surface even the vaunted scholars of ancient Alec failed to scratch. The magic within has lain dormant for eons.
Of what magic do you speak?
A spell without parallel. Ultima. I sought the life force of the primals for no other reason but to quicken the core. For the true power of the Ultima weapon lies within its now beating heart.
La Habrea, what have you done?
No more than was necessary for my god to be reborn.
Damn you, Asian.
The hour is at hand. Behold but a sliver of my god's power.
Not wrong.
From the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, the world shall tremble. Unleash Ultima!
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
Oh, Hydaelyn. It seems the task of keeping your champion alive has exhausted what strength you had left. Van Belsar, your enemy's shield is broken. The rest I leave to you.
We will speak later, Ascian. But first, I must deal with you. The question of who is mightier remains. Come, adventurer. Let us find the answer together.
Alrighty. And so with them, there's this bunch of ads. I usually kill them because it's annoying as heck to dance otherwise, in my opinion. And since I can't do a whole lot of damage anyway, and then you want to try to make sure you kill him before the Ultima activates.
Heed me. The subjects of a weak ruler must needs look to a higher power for providence, and their dependence comes at a cost to the realm. The misguided elevate the frail, and the frail lead the people astray. Unless a man of power wrests control, the cycle will never be broken. You of all people must see the truth in this. You who have the strength to rule.
Pathetic. You boasted of unrivaled power. You were entrusted with the ultimate weapon. The ultimate magic. And still, you failed. So much for the glory of man. The growing imbalance afflicting the planet must be redressed. If it is permitted to worsen, the very laws of existence, both etheric and physical, will be warped beyond all recognition. Know you the root of this corruption? Hydaelyn. Like a parasite, she must be burned out if the planet is to recover. And naught but the return of the one true god will ensure her complete excision. Yet, to pave the way for the Master's return, a chaotic confluence of untold proportions must needs be brought about. And that will necessitate the presence of the primals. Needless to say, both you and your scion accomplices cannot be suffered to interfere in this endeavor. You will not leave this place alive.
That's what you think.
It is past time your flame was extinguished, bringer of light.
And so once again, this is just another plug-in fight.
Thou wouldst pierce the shadows, make thee a blade of light.
What?
Hooray! Hello, Maggie.
And so my conquest ends, Cid. In smoke and ashes.
Hear, feel, think. Warrior of light, beloved daughter. The darkness hath fled before the unclosed brilliance of thy spirit. Yet it lingereth still beyond the sight of men, in forgotten corners of the world. In the depths of the abyss yet resideth the Dark One, watchful ever, till this evil be cast out, never shall the world know aught but a passing peace. Yet for the present, a gentle light shineth o'er the realm of Eorzea. With thee at its heart. From sparkling moat shall it swell to glorious sun, and all the world shall bask in its warmth. Blessings and joy be upon thee. Go forth, my child, and be as a beacon of hope for Eorzea and the lands beyond through all the days of thy life.
My lady, all Twin Adder units have fallen back to the outer perimeter.
The Flames have completed their withdrawal, General.
Admiral, all hands accounted for.
She's still in there.
Sid, has there been no word?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Damnation!
She's going to make it, I know she is.
Ida is right. We must have faith.
Sid, can they not be evacuated aboard the Enterprise? That adventurer and the Scions are as the Warriors of Light reborn. We cannot abandon them to their fate. Not again.
I wholeheartedly agree, but flying into the midst of that would only add to the fireworks.
There must be something we can do.
Please, Mother Hydaelyn. Please light her way through the darkness.
Look into the light, my child. If thou would see thy companions returned safe to thee, reach out to them now.
There!
Oh!
Of light.
Yes! The hero returns!
Look! Thancred is with her!
Thank the 12!
Thank Hydaelyn. Welcome home.
You almost got us killed that one time, remember?
Now, we both know that was your fault.
Thank the 12 we're safe.
Mind your horns there, man-bull.
Mayhap when you mind your manners.
Though the crystal that bound Thancred is no more, I doubt we can say the same of La Habrea. And even if we could, we know that he is not alone. Confounded Ascians. Their god may be unknown to us, but their zeal is unquestionable. Suffice it to say, it would be folly to assume that they no longer pose a threat. Nevertheless, for now, we must savor what peace we have won, however ephemeral. Do you see, Grandfather? Our first step towards realizing the dream for which you gave your life.
Friends, the dread night of Imperial tyranny and Ascian machination is ended. A new day now begins in Eorzea.
True to their name, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, along with our champion, have delivered us from darkness.
Let their shared victory serve to remind us of our shared history. And let their bravery in the face of adversity inspire future generations.
Doubt not, the realm will need bravery in the days to come. Old rifts threaten to divide us within our walls, while hordes of beastmen claw at our gates. And though the Black Wolf be slain, the rest of the pack remains. Yet no foe need we fear, so long as we stand as one.
So long as the Scions stand for peace.
So long as our champion stands fast. For there exists no adversity over which we may not jointly prevail.
No longer can we turn a blind eye to the suffering of our allies.
No nation stands alone. If one should fall, so shall we all. Eorzea is our shared home. For any one of us to know peace, so too must our neighbor.
Just as we join in solidarity before you this day, so too shall our grand companies be joined henceforth to strive not only for the good of mere nations, but for the good of all the realm.
Change will not come overnight. Yet I foresee a day, not so very far from now, when the lines that divide our lands fade, and all of Eorzea is one.
It has been but 5 short years since the Battle of Cartano. 5 years since the advent of the 7th Umbral Era. No victory, however sweet, can wash away our bitter sorrows. No triumph can reclaim those we lost. Yet do not presume you honor them by dwelling on the past. It was not the past they fought for. You would repay their sacrifice by looking to the future.
A future united, as the warriors of light united in the champion.
Now is the time for us to rise as one, bearing all of Eorzea on our shoulders.
5 years ago, Eorzea bore witness to the end of the 6th Astral Era. Now, the 7th Umbral Era draws to a close, yet we come together not to glory in its end, but to mark a new beginning.
Let it be writ that on this day, by the light of the crystal,
Eorzea ushered in a new era. The seventh astral era is come. And thus is ours a realm reborn.
To all of my children in whom life flows abundant, to all of my children to whom death hath passed his judgment, the soul yearns for honor and the flesh the hereafter. Look to those who walked before to lead those who walk after. Shining is the land's light of justice. Ever flows the land's well of purpose. Walk free, walk free, walk free. Believe the lamb's alive, so believe. Now open your eyes while our plight is repeated. Still deaf to our cries, lost in hope we lie defeated. Our souls have been torn and our bodies forsaken, bearing sins of the past, for our future is taken. trust unto tomorrow. In one fleeting moment from the land of life glow. Yet in one fleeting moment for a new gift doth grow. In the same fleeting moment
from this point in the credits, it goes through a very, very, very long list of names, and as you can see, there's the options for the alphabets, and you can see even the Z's. There's a lot of names, so you can actually skip this, and you could actually have skipped the previous credits as well. But I like to actually look at the various concept art and whatnot that's in the cutscene or in the credits, along with the various music. And in fact, I like the music that's playing right now too, but we will go ahead and skip that, and that's just gonna, well, I don't think you can, as I'm clicking, you can't skip past the Z's, but at least the Z's are almost done now, so then it's going to go into another little cutscene. Well, I guess it'll go through more credits first.
What is it?
That roar. It can't be.
Did you hear that?
There's no time to spare.
Where is it coming from?
Dread tidings! Chaos and carnage! It is an abomination! A primal has awakened!
Bahamul, move.
Bahamut stirs.
One Azaz moves da.
As will the others ere long.
Fanza lokpai ki hats haldorn zur, ukdorn.
'Tis not a question of whether Eorzea's champions shall yield, but of when.
We next starve Chemuv. They only cause the pose right ball.
And with each passing moment we draw closer to the reckoning. To the one true God. To Zodiarch. And thus did dawn break on A Realm Reborn. But where there is light, there is also always shadow. And ta-da! We are now done A Realm Reborn. Or technically we're not quite done because we still need to talk to Minfilia. As you can see, the text there. And everybody claps. And if you want to see that again. And Arnvold. One day I hope to become a hero to the people like you. A hero like Abba and Ula were to me. And Biggs. Watching you live the life of a free adventurer has helped me realize that I can't keep putting off my dreams forever. I've been talking with Wedge about opening a workshop, independent of Garland Ironworks, maybe in Vilbrand. I don't know. Working with a chief is great and all, but someday I want to build my own enterprise, you know? Wedge. You're an inspiration to us all, Celebrian. An honest-to-God's hero that never gives up, never gives in. And neither will I. I'll win Tataru's heart. See if I don't. And Sid. I think we could all do with a good rest, don't you? I know I could. I still haven't had time to think about everything that happened. About Nero. And Gaius. Anyway, we held a vigil at the church until word came of your success. I cannot express to you how relieved I am by your safe return, Celebrian. And Brent. I reckon a lot more folk will take up adventuring after hearing about what you've done. Brave men and women all hoping to become the next Celebrian Saragon. At least I get to brag about having met the original, eh? Brennan. Ha! You sure gave those Imperials what for? I knew you were something special, Celebrian. And Vermont. Heh. You've come a long ways since I first saw you running around the Wakened Sands. And Daristel. By the gods, to think that this ragtag band of idealists could lay the 14th low. 'Tis a tale straight from a storybook. I imagine my former associates would find it most appealing. After all, what young ruffian hasn't at one point fancied himself a hero in the night game? I think I may bring more than a few recruits back with me from the Twelveswood. As they clap again. Oh, I guess we'll talk to these guys first. Ida. Hee hee! We all decided to give you a special surprise welcome, just like the ones in heroic epics. Your story took many twists and turns, but you managed to get to the happy ending. Let's hope for more happy endings to come. Hakbalamo. So a new era has begun. On such a momentous occasion, I find it good for the soul to tie up loose ends. What would I suggest you do? Why, the same thing you always do after accomplishing a task. Report to Minfilia. It ends where it begins, my friend. Tancred. I realize I have been the cause of tremendous consternation, and for that I deeply apologize. But you haven't time to waste chatting with me. Minfilia is expecting you. And Urdiange. The land may master sheltered from oblivion hath been delivered unto a new beginning by the hand of the warrior of light. Thus doth history mark the passing of an era. The dawn doth brighten the sky, and shineth o'er the nascent age of hope. And though the clouds gather to mute the sun's rising glory, I would walk far from thee until thee under its gentle glow. And Y'shtola, welcome back, warrior of light. We, all of us, prayed for your safe return. The 7th astral era has dawned, setting in motion a myriad of new beginnings. I suspect your path will diverge for a time. I suspect our paths will diverge for a time. Have you said your farewells to the Scions? And enter the solar. I think I called it Solus a little bit ago. Elfino and Menphilia. Elfino. Quote, where men go as one, there is life, and where there is life, there is cause to hope. The light of hope shines brightly within you, Celebrian. Only wish my grandfather were here to see it. And Menphilia. The Archons have conducted a preliminary investigation into the origin of the roar that rang out during the celebration. Their findings strongly suggest that a new primal has appeared. The roar generated a distinctive white pattern in the ether, a pattern observed only once before in history, 5 years ago to be precise. I should like to think it mere coincidence, yet we cannot discount the possibility. While I trust I need say no more, at great sacrifice we have delivered Eorzea from the threat posed by the Empire and the Primals, and thereby secured peace. We cannot well allow the realm to be plunged into chaos once more. You have given your all for our cause, risking life and limb on I know not how many occasions, yet our struggle continues, and we need you now no less than before. Please continue to stand with us, and together we shall safeguard the future of the realm of this very star. And, as you can see, we have an armor identification key, a thin rectangular piece of what appears to be cement. Placing it near your suit of Magitech armor will magically bring the machine to life. And a Fantasia. And so the armor identification key, you will see shortly what it is. And thus that is the end of A Realm Reborn, and you can see there's a whole host of various speed mount upgrades, various other things, and throughout there we've also got a triple triad card and some other stuff, but we got this, and I'm just going to drop that down there, and what that was this mount. Sorry, meant to do that. So now we have access to Maggie. And you can see the little tattoo there. This suit of Garlean developed Reaper class Magitech battle armor has had its original control systems purged and replaced with a new modified core built by Sid of the Garland Ironworks. At last, our very own suit of Magitech armor. Sid Garland. I never actually knew you could mouse over that before. Anyhow. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching!